Greetings, gamer guys and gals, I'm Zeake, welcoming you to the fourth part of my Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Let's jump right into it. Chapter 3, Pirates Aground. You wanted to see me, Father? Sit down, Ike. We haven't had a chance to speak yet. Titania told me what happened while I was gone, about the kidnappings, about my own men disobeying Titania's direct orders. I was the one who left first. I'll take responsibility for everything. No fair playing the martyr. Nobody made me go with you. I left of my own free will. I'm ready to accept my punishment, too. Wait. What am I saying? Please, Commander Grail. Titania entrusted me with her orders. If anyone's to blame for this mess, it's me. I'm the one who should be punished. I set a poor example, Commander Grail. Any punishment should be mine alone. I'm pleased to see that you are willing to shield one another. However, regardless of your reasons, you disobeyed the orders of a superior officer. You are confined to quarters for 10 days. But Father, they did what they did to help me and Rolf. Rules exist for a reason, Mist. Men won't survive on a battlefield if they do as they wish without so much as a by your leave. I understand, and accept the reprimand. That being said, we've got more work than we can handle. Your punishment is deferred until things calm down. Oscar Boyd, Rise, you come with me. Shannon Gatry, and you, Ike, you're with me. Yar har ho! Me belly's emptier than me first mate's head. Fetch me some grub. Port Talma. That's the pirate ship in question, isn't it? Aye. They sailed into port a few days ago and haven't been causing trouble ever since. I pray that you and your companions can drive them away. I understand. We'll do all we can. Feathering sea scum is like shooting apples off a tree. Let's do the job and get out of here. Ho, Deputy Commander! You want standard thunder and lightning maneuvers here? Thunder and lightning? Yeah, I crash into him like thunder, and Shinnon rains arrows down on him like lightning. Sounds good. What should I do? Let's hold back and let Shinnon and Gatry soften them up. Once they've whittled down the numbers, we'll all rush the ship and wipe out whatever's left. Are you all ready? Grail mercenaries, move out. On my way. Here we go. Ready. Alright, a bit of item management before we begin this chapter. As you are pretty swamped, or, well, not really swamped, but overloaded with gifts upon gifts in the early game, that's for sure. Somebody can take my extra iron axe here. And Seraph robe. And my speed wing. Alright. Especially on fixed mode, because there are bans that you get automatically with some of your characters, boy do you get overloaded with items in your inventory very quick in the early game, and you do not get a convoy or a way to manage your items or take your items off of your allies for a few chapters yet. So let's go ahead and make sure that we're all set here. I think we'll give my extra iron sword over here. Clear up some space. And I think that's it. We don't need to reposition. Alright. Let's visit here. This town seems quite unruly, wouldn't you say? Is it always this dangerous? Oh, so it's plagued by pirates, is it? I see. That would explain why the people here seem so anxious. You appear to be a mercenary. Would I be right in supposing that you were hired to clean out the pirates? Here, perhaps you should take this. It might help you if you run into trouble contending with the pirates. But do hurry. I came all this way to see the world-famous fish market, and I'll never do so with those ruffians around. Best of luck to you. Ah, and an elixir. Item that heals all HP when consumed. It only has 3 uses, but it's quite an interesting and powerful tool for this point in the game, especially if you get yourself in a problem, since we only have one healer, and that healer happens to be not here right now. One of my favorite things about Path of Radiance early game is that they give you constantly a variety of units so that you can really check out, well, which class is better here or there. And there's a couple of pre-promotes, including a new one we have in our party right now, Shinon. Pre-promoted sniper. And he is actually really interesting. He's got pretty poor bases for a pre-promoted sniper. I mean, his stats are not that good if you really think about the fact that he's basically promoted with stat gains that you would get upon promoting. And if you take away those gains, his stats are even worse. But the interesting thing about Shinon is that he has amazing growth rates. So he's quite the interesting pre-promote, I would say. Provoke is a skill that makes enemies attack first. Now, it's kind of weird that they put it on an archer who cannot attack at close range. Literally cannot attack at close range. There is no weapons or items that they can use in this game that have a range of 1. It's only 2 and beyond, which means they have this wonderful offense of being able to attack enemies at range, which is great, fantastic, but there's some drawbacks. That being that, again, they can't counter anything other than 2 range. So games that are very player phase heavy, they typically like having archers. But games that are very enemy phase heavy, not so much. Path of Radiance is kind of both, depending on what chapter you're on. More so, I think, enemy phase, and archers aren't the best tool in your on your team. But because he's here, and because he is quite useful in this chapter, I think we're going to go ahead and just use him to our fullest intent. Oh, a critical. Was not expecting that, Gatry. Talk about a contentious unit. I think probably the only unit type in the game that is more hated by the community is perhaps Armored Knights. Knights in general. I mean, that's kind of a debatable thing, whether bow users or knights are worse off in the community's eyes. Or in the average player's eyes, I should say. But Path of Radiance is actually quite generous with what options it gives your armored units in this game to make them useful. So I would say that they're not terrible in this game, that's for sure. And I've done my fair share of single unit type runs where I've picked all paladins or I've picked all knights and all sages, and you can get by with any class in this game, especially if you're not playing on the Japanese only maniac mode, which is kind of a shame that it's not accessible in the Western versions. But even difficult mode is not something you cannot beat without, even with what they consider like suboptimal classes and setups. Hey, you, boat monkey, you tricked me, didn't you? Tricked ye? What a vile and nasty thing that is to be saying. Don't ye agree, matey? Yar, that I do. There be nothing but honest pirates aboard this ship, missy. You said you knew the whereabouts of my older brother. That's why I came all the way to your ship. Aye, and we do know. He was on board for a while, and then, do you recall where he went, matey? Yar, that I do. He was a penniless oaf, so we tossed his worthless carcass into the rolling waves. Yar har ho! My brother? That's horrid! Horrid, did ye say horrid? Your scurvy brother was the horrid one. He lost a game of chance, he did. If ye lose, ye must pay. And the scallywag tried to cheat me. By Shanty Pete, he did. Arr, calm yourself, me hearty. Yar. Yar? Yar. After all, his darling sister's come to pay us a visit. What say ye work off your brother's debt? What say I run you through with my lance and call it a day? Yo-ho-har! It matters not that you be a Pegasus knight, lassie. A wee minnow like yourself is no match for us sea dogs. Prepare yourself, ye flying wench. Puff! I'm not afraid of you, clam bake. If your axe is as dull as your wit, this will be over in no time. And we have a new unit entering the fray. Taking pot shots at my lord character, eh? Not very appreciated. Alright, Gatry, take him on. And he misses. Gets a lucky crit turn 1, and an unlucky miss turn 2. Pretty fantastic, wouldn't you say? Chances of him missing were probably not high, particularly, especially considering that this game has what is known as true hit. I don't particularly like the mechanic because your displayed hit isn't actually your actual hit, because they roll 2 times for the RNG of this game to determine your hits and misses. And what that means basically is any hit that's above 50 is actually more than displayed, about 10%. And any hit that's below 50 is less than displayed, basically. So if you have a 90 hit, it's more like 99. Sounds like it'd be fantastic for, like, if you have pretty close to the 90s and higher, making reliability a better thing. But I would rather the game display exactly what your chances are. I think it's kind of a little bit annoying that it doesn't. Alright, let's go ahead and take out this archer with Titania. Leave the other whelps for our many other units. Never fear, Titania's here. Alright, this guy. It's looking like this guy is the only one we can effectively defeat right here. And a good dodge. Very close to a level up there, Ike. Unfortunate that you didn't actually get one. Now, it would be mighty appreciated if our archer friend here would, our sniper friend, Shinon, would go ahead and crit. Yeah, that's why you shouldn't be expecting it. And another miss. Unfortunate. Looks like the map is really not wanting me to hurry up to check out that Pegasus Knight up north. On this difficulty, I believe there's just about no way that she's going to get defeated by these pirates that surround her at first, which is a good thing, because having her defeated here is just a nuisance. Alright. Let's heal up with a vulnerary. And get a move on. I think it would be more pertinent to defeat these enemies if we can actually hit. I'm a really big fan of the aesthetics of this game. I think that one of the things that's really severely lacking, especially in newer Fire Emblems, and even in these ones, is flashy animations. I swear, if you got into the series around the GBA games, or really got heavily into the GBA games, you kind of feel like you're spoiled for animations concerning those games and then going out to the others, because the rest of these games try to make the animations more realistic and less flashy. Like, for instance, you know, with Swords Masters, they're a really good example of this. Sword Masters in the GBA games do all these flashy moves and fly around and disappear basically while attacking, and then hit you multiple times and whatnot for a critical. But in this game, it's just way more realistic, just like the more modern games as well. They try to make it more realistic, and I'm not so sure that I really appreciate that, to be honest. Alright, Gatry, let's make you useful with a bit of a shove. Kinda pointless. Oh, crackers. There's too many of them. I don't want to die here. Brother, this might be the end. Hey, are you alright? So cold. So... Huh? Don't give up. Who are you? I'm a mercenary. The villagers hired us to get rid of these pirates. Are you going to help me? Of course. Let me and my companions take it from here. You can escape while the pirates are distracted. Oh, hey, that would be fantastic. Thanks so much. I don't know what to say. You don't have anything to say. It's all in a day's work. Pshaw! You're helping me out. I should show my gratitude somehow. That's nice, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Just get yourself somewhere safe, please. Well then, I'll come talk to you about repaying my debt later. What's your name, handsome? I'm Ike. I'm with the Grail Mercenaries. Ike, got it. And I'm Marcia, a Pegasus Knight of Begnion. Don't forget me. Alright, I'll be seeing you later. Alright, so I understand that she wanted to take out Helveti and his pirates because of their nonsense, but then then you talk with her and she sounds like she's halfway near dead because of her fighting with them, and she basically has to be talked to in order to leave. If she's getting if she's getting beaten in a fight with these pirates, why is she just not flying away? Ah, plot convenience. Gotta make sure you talk to her. Alright, Titania, let's clear out some of these hand axe users. I don't think you had much of a chance of hitting me there, my friend. Alright, a hand axe. Beautiful, wonderful, fantastic. Love it. As you can see, hand axes are a long-range weapon with axes. They're 1-2 range. And they're potentially one of the best common weapons in this entire game. Very literally. Alright. Definitely should have used a steel axe here. But that's life. Alright, I guess we'll stick around. The dodge was potentially necessary if the next two brigands here were to actually hit Ike. Pretty doubtful. The weapon triangle really comes into play in the beginning chapters with Ike, since you're fighting nothing but axe users, basically. HP and strength. Ah, typical. And here comes Haveti. Give back what you've stolen from the good folk here and set sail. Yar har har! Now I know you're tetched in the head, lassie. We show 'em our axes and say, arr, and the gold and grub come raining down. We'll not be giving this up. I see. Looks like we'll have to rely on force of arms then. Alright, so I really do not want to attack him with Shinon and then Shinon crit him. That would be quite the shame. First and foremost, we're going to go ahead and defeat you. Well, I guess we can try it. Let's hope Shinon does not crit. Yar har har! Ye bustin' me gut, ye rudderless fool! Do you truly think you can face me, mighty axe, and live? And a crit. Very typical Shinon. Very typical Shinon. Yar har! Help me! And we got the Thief Band. We've driven off all the pirates. Your people will suffer no more indignities at their hands. Oh, that's joyful news! Here is your pay, as promised. Thank you very much. And if you find yourself in need again, do not hesitate to send word. Of course, of course. All of you put on a most marvelous show. Such combat skills. To be honest, I was expecting Commander Grail to be here today. When I saw just you, nothing more than, no offense, a band of children, well, I will admit to being a tad nervous. I apologize for troubling you. Unfortunately, Commander Grail had other pressing matters to attend to. Oh no, don't apologize. There's no need after all. You got rid of those brigands, and you did it impeccably well. It's a fine compliment you pay, sir, but it was our pleasure. As a matter of fact, you're more than good enough to be in the Royal Army if you so desired. Especially your Commander Grail, he's far and away better than most any general I've seen hereabouts. What I mean to say is, don't you think running off pirates is a bit beneath you? That's not... Don't get me wrong now. You certainly helped all of us simple folk out. Even so, it seems to me the proper place for you and your Commander Grail is in the service of the Crimean throne. Well, that's what this old man thinks. We and the Commander Grail are quite satisfied with the work we do now. You're nary a selfish bone among you. Well then, rest assured, we'll speak again if any problems arise. Thank you again. Titania, is something amiss? No, of course not. Our mission is complete, and that's all that matters. You did well today, every one of you. Pah! Jobs like this barely make a dent in my incurable boredom. It's like that old buzzard said, there's better work out there, something with a bit of a challenge. Shinon! I'm joking. Joking! Come, Titania. Be honest. Don't you find the work we do to be a bit disheartening? Unglamorous? What? You too, Gatry? What's gotten into you? Please, look. We're not a band of money-hungry recruits. We're professionals, and we're very good at what we do. Shinon and I have discussed this at length. All of this mundane, mercenary work is unworthy of us. We're wasting our talents. I see. You're telling me that you think Commander Grail is mismanaging us. Do I have that right? Whoa, hold it right there. That's not what I'm saying at all. What is it, Titania? What's what? You seem so angry. It's not like you. Huh. Exactly. Ike's got it the right of it. It's just that Look, we do good work and we help people. I want you to be proud of that. I felt like you were saying work that doesn't bring fame and fortune isn't worth doing. That's all. Sorry. No, you're right. We are the ones who ought to apologize. Enough. Let's get going, shall we? Rest is part of our jobs, too. We can't get into the next battle exhausted. Now that's a plan. I'm so hungry I could eat a wyvern. Titania. What is it? If you're looking for pride, I have it. You and my father have kept this mercenary group together, and I'm just proud to be a part of it, that's all. Ike. Pah, I'm surrounded by idealistic fools. What's so wrong with fame? What's wrong with having money to live well? And another 200 bonus EXP gained. Fantastic. Alright, that's Chapter 3, Pirates Aground. I'll see you next time.